Good evening, once again, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Accu-Stats Video Productions, we'd like to welcome you to the 2014 Accu-Stats Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are coming to you live from the Aramis Simonis Arena here at Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey. This is the 5th in the Make It Happen series, which was created in 2012 by the most knowledgeable inventor in pool, Mr. Patrick Fleming. And he started this out 2 years ago, and here we are with our 5th Make It Happen event. Thank you all very much. Accu-Stats and its loyal customers have selected 6 of the world's greatest players to assemble here and battle it out in a round-robin format, playing 8-ball race to 10. Each player will play everybody else once. They'll each play 5 matches over the 4-day period. At the end of the play on Sunday, the player with the best overall record will be crowned our Make It Happen Invitational 8-Ball champion. If there is a tie, we will have a playoff. We'll tell you more about that probably as we get into tomorrow's action. So in the meantime, I want to say once more how much we appreciate the loyalty, the devotion, and the support of all of our Accu-Stats customers and fans around the world. And for each and every one of you sitting here ringside, this doesn't happen without you. Give yourselves a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get right underway. This will be match number 7. Before I introduce our players, it's just worth mentioning, I know most of you are so knowledgeable, you know this, but just in case there's some people for the first time, these are 2 of the most versatile professional pool players I think that we've ever seen come along as long as we've been following the game. They excel at all games, and their records certainly support that. So we are in for some fantastic play, and at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our 2 players for this evening. Our first player, with a record of 1 win and 1 loss so far, from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Among this gentleman's long list of accomplishments include being selected as the Billiards Digest Player of the Year 4 times, the last 3 consecutively. He has 5 Diamond 10-Ball championships to his credit. He's a 3-time U.S. Bar Table All-Around champion, and he holds 2 Turning Stone titles as well. Ladies and gentlemen, sponsored by Q-Tech, a future Hall of Famer, would you welcome the South Dakota Kid? It's Shane Van Boening. His opponent from Toronto, Canada. This gentleman is also destined for the Hall of Fame. To his credit, he already holds a U.S. Open 9-ball title. He has a U.S. Bar Table 10-ball title. He's the Tunica 10-ball champion, and he's the Southern Classic Tournament Bank Pool champion as a testament to his versatility. Sponsored by Puyat Sports and AlexPagulayan.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the smallest man with the biggest heart, it's the Lion, Alex Pagulayan. Okay, your referee in charge of this match is Mr. Carswell Ransom. Your timekeeper is Miss Angel Maracas. Official photographer, Carl Kantrowitz. And at this time, it's my pleasure to send it to the booth to the voice of Accu-Stats, Billy Incardona.
Accu-Stats Video Productions presents from Edison, New Jersey at the Sandcastle Billiards, the Make It Happen 8-Ball Invitational. Along with Ken Shuman, who will be joining me shortly, I'm Bill Incardona, and this is the first match of the evening round, featuring Alex Pagulayan and Shane Van Boening. These 2 players, they have a rivalry that's definitely been built off of respect. They've played one another many times in match play, other than tournament play. They know one another's games quite well. And if there's anybody that compete with Van Boening in the world today, it's this young man here. Well, not that young. He's 39 years old. Alex Pagulayan. And Van Boening, he himself will admit that Alex is probably one of the players that he really fears most.
And respects.
Absolutely.
But I think you're right. And Billy, they've had some historic battles over the years. Probably the most famous is their race to 100 in, I think it was 2008.
Okay, let's take a look at the layout here, Kenny. He opted to go with his stripes here. He's taking a look to see what angle he needs to fall on for the 13. Or is it the 12?
I think it's the 12, Billy.
Okay.
I'm not positive. They're kind of tough to tell from back here. But all the stripes have pockets. And the 8 looks like it'll go at least in one corner, if not the side near the 9 ball.
Yeah, but I think what he really wants to do is he wants to eliminate the 14, then play the 9, and then 15, and then the 8. Those will be the last 3 balls. He'll shoot the 10, 14, 9, and 15. I think that's the pattern that I can see. He's got himself in pretty reasonable line on the 10 to fall nicely for the 14.
He just has to make sure he has the angle where he's not going to bump the 5, where it could mess up the 8 ball, and he's done it.
I thought he was going to shoot the 14, 9, 15, but he's looked like he's fooled me here. Unless he tried to get cross table a little further for the 14. See, he's looking to see.
It looks like he's playing 9, 15, 14, Bill.
Well, does the 8 pass to 3?
Well, that would certainly be the basis for him taking this route.
Right. If the 8 passes to 3, I can understand that. But he may play position for the 8 in the same pocket that he's shooting the 15 in now. He'll get an angle on the 14 to go cross table, like this, and then play the 8 in the same pocket. Yeah, that ball skidded on him. When the ball skidded on him, it means it actually stayed in contact with the 14 ball for just a little bit longer, and then in doing that, it slowed up the cue ball. And that's why he only made it halfway cross table with the cue ball. That really wasn't an error on his part. That was just something unfortunate that happened to him, where I guess some sort of a debris of some kind got on the cue ball or the 14 ball.
Well, sometimes, Billy, it's also just a chalk mark from a prior shot that just happens to make contact at that ill-advised moment.
Now, the angle that he has here, he's going to come pretty close to that 3. If he happens to brush that 3, he may end up scratching here.
He used the speed, Billy, to avoid the 3. Got more of a glance because he saw what you saw of that possible scratch off the 3. So, Alex holds serve in the first rack. Now, Alex, as you can see by the record to the left of his little picture there, is 0-2. And if he has any thoughts of getting anywhere near a potential for a playoff, he must win this match. And I'm not even sure that 2 losses would get you there. I think you're going to have 1 loss in order to be in the running.
I agree. How many times has Appleton played in the tournament?
He's played twice. The next match, we got the 2 undefeated players, Earl and Darren. They're 2-0 each.
And right, in both of those players, like you say, are 2-0. So one of them is going to walk away with 3 wins. That means that they have 2 matches left to play. If they win either one of those 2 matches,
they're probably
either one of these players are eliminated. It doesn't matter which one wins this match.
Well, Shane is 1-1. If he wins his next 3,
okay,
he could tie.
Right.
But you're right.
Pagulayan then could not win.
No.
And it didn't look like he hit the head ball that squarely, and that's why he probably didn't get the action that he needed to get the pocket of ball on the break. He's been breaking the balls really well. That particular break didn't seem like he hit the 1 ball squarely, and in doing that, he didn't pocket a ball on the break.
Billy, my first thought here would be stripes because it looks like the 8 won't pass the 10, even though you could obviously play for it in the other corner using solids and having the 3 as maybe your key ball. But what do you start with if you want to take solids?
Well, I don't.
The 6 ball?
The 7 ball is a very problematic ball. He's sitting very carelessly
Yes.
behind the 12 there. I don't like that ball. I kind of like the stripes here.
Yeah, I do too.
Because the 13 next to the 7 is bankable cross-eyed, where the 7 isn't.
I think what the trouble is here is, what do I shoot for stripes if I want to shoot stripes? I don't think he can get to the 9. If he plays the 4 combination into the 15 or the 14, he risks the 4 ball tying up with one of the stripes. And this is where you earn your money, is making the decisions before you begin. And there's an awful lot of mines out there.
He may be playing a combination.
Well, that's what I said. If he's going to do that, he's got to make sure that he controls the 4. I think he's shooting the 6 myself.
I'm kind of curious how he's going to deal with the 7.
He overcut it and missed it. Now the table's open for Shane, but it's almost worse.
Yeah, so therefore, it's going to be hard to commit yourself to run out from the opening shot, regardless of who you are, Van Boening or Pagulayan. It's one of those rare games when maybe possibly trying not to get out, maybe trying to play a little more of a
tactical game.
Yeah, a tactical game will benefit the player. I don't think trying to run out from here may be the right thing to do because of all the congestion on the other end of the table, and plus the 13 and 7 are tied up too. So
I think he may try to go into the 13-7 right here off the 11 ball.
No, I don't think so.
You think he's going down there for the 9-14?
I think he's going to want to save that.
Yeah.
Save that, meaning that the 13's in much better shape than the 7. So therefore, that actually benefits him. So why go into those balls now whenever you got all kind of problems at the other end of the table? Because that's a problem you can deal with later, and perhaps that could be something that could save you in case you don't get out. I don't know what kind of an angle he's left himself with here.
A very small one. Look at the nice camera angle we have here. It looks like he might have to pound this, Billy, and try to bump the 15 with the cue ball and just open it a little bit. But if he does that, he wants to hit it on the edge so the cue ball comes out.
And he doesn't
Unless it'll go in the other pocket. That's what he's looking at now.
If he can get by the 6, he may do that. But if he can't, he doesn't want to hit the 15 hard enough, or the 9 hard enough to put the 15 on the side rail.
I think he's going to overcut this. Yeah.
I don't think he liked what he did there.
I wonder if he felt that the cue ball was going to go forward after that.
Yeah, I agree with what you said there. I thought he may have thought that the cue ball would have gone a little bit forward as opposed to solidly into the 6 and stopping.
And, excuse me, no, I was going to say now he's put himself in a position which you cautioned to not start to run out in this type of a rack. It could be dangerous, and he began the run out. Now he's created a situation where it's going to be difficult for him to complete this, and it's going to be even as difficult to try to find some place to duck.
Well, he took an extension. Shot clock expired on him, which gave him an automatic extension.
Yes, it is automatic. Now he will receive a 10-second verbal warning because he's in his extension period.
He's calling the 15 ball. That's skidded.
It's skidded too.
That's skidded.
Yeah, you could see it roll
And
to the left as we were looking the moment he made contact with it.
Yeah, and to make matters worse for Van Boening, it looks like he may have opened up the pocket for the 8. I believe the 8 can pass to 15 now, so therefore he's sort of like alleviated that problem that Pagulayan had on the 8. Now all Pagulayan needs to do is figure out what's he going to do on the 7, with the 7 or the 3. Yeah, the 3 as well. He's got a couple problems out there, and so he's got some work ahead of him here.
Well, and the other thing, too, he's faced with only shooting the 4 ball or the 5 ball here. Those are the only 2 balls that he can pocket and control the cue ball with.
I think he might be playing safe here.
No, he called the ball, Billy. He called the 4. Did he miss cue? Yes, he did.
It's probably not a bad miscue.
No.
You know, I mean, but maybe I'm wrong there, because after pocketing the 12 here, it looks like that's what he's going to be forced to shoot, is the 12. It's awfully difficult for him to hit it with a slow speed because of the accuracy of this shot.
Yeah, but you know, Billy, he could hit it with a little bit of center left and go with the 4 or 5 ball with the cue ball to stop it, and he's got the 10 there for insurance.
Tough shot.
Yeah.
Tough shot. See, it's hard for him to hit it with that speed.
Well, actually, because he, well, I guess it was his only choice.
And now Pagulayan back at the table.
Well, if anything, he may have gotten a little bit of a break here. Could he make the 3 off the 10 now, Billy? Or is the 10 too close to the rail?
Well, he certainly can't do it from
no, not now, but I mean...
He's going to try to freeze him on the 6 here.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's trying to get ball in hand. I doubt that he'll be able to do that, but that's what was on his mind there. He would like to get ball in hand so he can get rid of either the 3 or the 7, whichever ball he felt was the most problematic.
Is he trying to go behind the 12 ball? No, 2 rails. Okay, now that...
He called that shot.
Of course he did. Of course he did. It was obvious.
Well,
you better come up with something good here.
We want to try to freeze him. I would freeze him
on the 15?
I would freeze him on the 15 here.
Absolutely.
Very softly into the 13, and then...
Yeah, but, you know, he has such little room for error here.
Well, I don't think he has much of a choice.
That was superbly done. If I were Alex, I might, well, he's going this way. I guess he can't kick into that long rail there and go down by the 6 ball. That's where I would have liked to have gone, because this way, even if he hits the 4 and the 5, he's leaving balls for Shane that he can either cut or bank.
I kind of like kicking this way, if I can get the telestrator working here. I kind of like kicking this way.
Yeah.
And then maybe go up this way with the cue ball. Like that, and then go up table with the cue ball.
Shane's going to bank this cross side, Billy, I think. If he can, if he can do so and follow the cue ball to where it can come out in the middle to shoot the ball near the corner pocket at the 12 or the 13.
Well, I believe he...
think he might shoot it right now?
No, I don't think he's going to bank the 13.
No?
I think he's a little off angle on that shot. I think he it wouldn't be bad if he kicked into the 13 softly. That wouldn't be too bad of a shot. He played the combination that was available. Okay, now he's going to either have to play for the bank here on the 13, which is probably not a bad shot, considering the position of the 8. If he's able to get a nice line on the bank, he's right there for position, so that wouldn't be a bad choice. But the speed of this shot is very important here. He doesn't want to end up on the right side or the other side of the 13. I think that's about as good as you can get it right there. It is about
as good as you could get, Billy. He got really good. And I'd say he's like 99-1 to make this.
Yeah, I really like the way he handles the cue ball. I mean, he plays the cue ball as well as anyone. This match is tied up, 1 game apiece. That was a very interesting game.
Well, Alex had a ball skid on him in that rack, and he miscued in that rack.
Yeah.
And it looked like he had Shane in trouble twice, and Shane kicked out of it both times.
Yeah, well, that two-rail kick
kick on the 10.
Fantastic. Let's take a look at that two-rail kick that you mentioned on the 10 ball once again. Here we go.
This is the old Efren Z shot.
Yeah. I remember
Remember
that shot.
that one?
Oh, yeah, I remember that shot.
Who could forget that shot?
Yeah, I was doing the commentary.
Yeah.
With Jimmy Rimpey, matter of fact, when he kicked that in.
Yeah.
And
Earl wound up just giving him the last couple of
well,
balls, too.
Earl actually stood up. That was actually the finals of that
It was,
tournament.
yeah.
And Earl should
stood
have
up
won,
and- he stood up.
won that tournament because it was hill.
Yeah.
You couldn't have asked for a better ending game. I don't know if there ever was a better ending game in any tournament, ever. It may never be.
Yeah.
And Earl actually got up and clapped for the
did.
guy. And he was genuinely,
He raised his hand up, too, at the end. Yeah.
he really.
And if you remember, too, of course, and I know you do, nice shot there. He made a ball in the side. Efren got so unlucky because he played a great safety on the 5 ball or the 4 ball, and he wound up kissing the 8 and going in, and he had Earl dead nut hooked, and that's when Efren had to play the Z shot.
Yeah, it was like, what a bad break he got.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really convenient. He'll knock the blue 2 away from the 11 here. Now all the balls play rather routinely here. I think that the 2 ball will be a ball that he may want to get sooner than later, but while the 3's still there.
Yeah, he's got to thread the needle, so to speak, here. Maybe hit both long rails.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said.
Yeah.
Both long rails. Now the 3 is still there, so he'll play 2-3.
Yeah, 2, 3, 6, 5. Billy, you just said that, we were talking about that Efren Earl game, and you said that might have been the greatest case game ever, and I tend to agree with you, but there's another one that stands out in my mind just because of the way that the whole match developed, and you'll remember this. Remember when Siegel had Varner down 9-2 and corner hooked in a big tournament, and then Nicky come all the way back to 10-10, and he wound up missing a cupcake 9 ball in the side, and he hit the point, and then the cue ball married the 9 ball, and Siegel wound up jumping it off the table.
Yeah, that was
at that point
a crazy match.
That was in the 80s sometime.
That was that was
the
U.S. Open
in
in
Chesapeake.
No, it wasn't in Chesapeake. It was Norfolk.
Oh, at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah, Norfolk. Yeah.
What was that? 89? Might have been 89, 88 or 89.
I really don't remember the year, but I remember I played in that tournament. That was one of the few open tournaments I played. I think I finished 4th or 5th or something like that in that tournament. But I remember I saw that match because I played on the adjacent table. And if you remember, I'm sure Pat does, the corner ball, I'm sorry, that's Pagulayan ran out. Now he takes a 2-1 advantage in the match. I apologize. But anyways, I remember that match because I played on the adjacent table, and the corner ball was going in every rack. And when Siegel took the lead and he ended up giving up possession of the control of the table, he was like 4 games ahead or 5 games ahead of him. And he looked at me and he says, "I can't win." He said he couldn't win. He was like on the hill, and Varner needed like 5 games or something. He was right. But that's what happened there. But that was a great match, great finish, But I still stand for what I said, is that the Reyes finish,
the Efren Earl finish,
that was also in the finals.
Yeah.
It was the case game. Reyes played a beautiful safety. It was a little ill-fated when the ball kissed off another ball, inadvertently pocketing the ball that he played safe off of. And now he's stuck in a position that Strickland should have been in, and he made that miraculous 2-rail zigzag shot.
With shape.
And won the tournament, and that was just great. Great stuff.
All right, that was a much better effort there on the break by SVB.
Yeah,
he hit him square and solid.
Mm-hmm.
He's got him all over the place. There's a little bit of congestion down on the short rail as well as up here on the long rail to the left of the spot.
Right.
And the 8 ball is covered I think if there's any way, I don't know what you're going to do here. You may, if they don't try to move it, that 8-ball might have to get banked one rail eventually.
I like starting out with the 15, coming over and bumping to 13, free up that ball.
Yep.
That'll give you the 9-ball as your insurance ball. He'll start off shooting the 15, maybe dragging the cue ball and just knocking the 13, I'd say a couple inches away from the green 6. And that'll open up that end of the table where he'll remedy the problem with the 13 right here.
I think he'll hit it firm enough to get.
He missed the 13.
Yeah, and he came close to knocking the 8 in too, which would have been loss of game.
And he's out of line on all stripes at this end of the table.
Unless he can cut the 12, and I don't know. I don't think he can.
He's got to be pretty careful on what he does here. Interesting.
Well, one thing he did do, and I'm not sure he wanted to do it, is he put the 8 into a position where it's no longer a problem. And neither is there a problem with the 1 and the 6 being able to go into that pocket where the 8-ball is.
If he had some, if he feels real good, I would bank the 13 or the 13.
Just stick right there.
But you got to feel good because it looks
You'll
like
sell out if you don't. Yeah.
It looks like that this is the shot that could win or lose him the game. But I don't really see anything else that's that good. If he plays a safety here, I don't know.
I think he's cutting at the 9. Yeah, that's what he's doing, Billy. He's cutting at the 9.
He's going to play a cue ball at the end rail here, by the 14 maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See the speed? Watch the pocket here.
Oh,
Watch
he's gone.
the pocket.
He's gone.
Swish.
Who would have thought that?
And and I think he made the 9 in the middle of the pocket too. He didn't overcut it, but maybe he thought he'd catch it heavier. What a gift from the gods for Alex here. He's got to shoot the 4-ball, doesn't he, Billy?
Yeah, well, that's not what he's really concerned with. He's concerned with how does he get
on the 1?
How does he get back up table for the 1-6? Because he would like to save his 7 last.
Yeah, but the 6 will get him to the 1, depending on the angle. He could draw into the stripe after playing the 6.
But how's he going to get on the 6? If he shoots the 4, then the 3
4
and the 7, he'd like to go 2 cushions.
No, I would shoot the 4 and up down table and float down for the 6-1 right now, and leave the 7-3 for your last 2 because you shoot the 7 and stop. The 3 goes down table.
That's an excellent thought, by the way. I think that's the route to take. Exactly what you say. Shoot the 4 now and then follow it down table for the 1-6. I had tunnel vision, and I was trying to clear all 3 balls at this end of the table, when in fact you're the one that came up with the correct shot. Let me see if he overheard you, or if you two guys think alike.
Well, Billy, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then, too,
But that's clearly the correct route to take, and exactly what he's done.
He wanted it to stop so he could draw the cue ball into that stripe. He doesn't want to risk floating forward. I mean, if he has to, he will, but I think he's just going to draw into the stripe, hit it full in the face. Yeah, and he had to play it off the 8 to create the angle to draw into the stripe full. And he knew the 8 wasn't going to go very far, so he's just picture perfect here, straight in on the 7 with a stop shot.
He's going to play for the 7 with the stop shot.
Yes.
Because he has the option to, if he was a little heavier on the 1, he could draw it to the side rail.
And he also now, if he gets bad on the 7, he can draw around the 3 and play the 3 in the same pocket, depending on the angle.
But I wouldn't fool with that.
I wouldn't either.
That's why I'm not fooling with that.
No. I think he's just going to bounce off the cushion a bit.
Yeah. This is much better, even though he ended up slightly underneath the 3, more than he wanted.
But he had a shade to that side, Billy. He didn't want to probably have the other kind of a cut on the 3. He can sight this a lot better, and it's natural for the cue ball.
Yeah, I think the angle that he's left himself with now gives him a much better shot of getting out because he's got a good cue ball off that angle as opposed to the other angle where possibly could get a little awkward with it.
Right.
But he remedied this particular rack quite nicely, and now he takes a 3-1 advantage in this race to 10. Yeah, like I had that brain lock, what's he going to do? I was concentrating on these 3 balls down this end of the table, when in fact all he needed to do was eliminate the problematic ball with the 4 ball and go up table and take care of the other 2 balls because he had the luxury of 2 ball in hand there, and then go down table where he had many more options and it was much more accessible after clearing the 2 balls up table. It was actually an easy read for guys like you and Alex.
Hey, you put me in the same sentence with him. I'm flattered. But nevertheless, listen, I've done what you kind of fell into a little bit there a lot too. We're so hardwired to playing in areas of the table to minimize the cue ball travel, and that's the first thing that you tend to look at is wanting to do that.
Right. And, I looked at it subjectively, and boom, I didn't.
I guess that's why they put 2 people in the booth.
My granddaddy always told me that 2 heads are better than 1, even if one's a cabbage head. I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying, me being the cabbage head.
Sometimes you're the bat and sometimes you're the ball,
Or the bug in the windshield, whatever they say.
Yeah. All right, let's see how the young lion crunches these.
Oh, that.
Dry break.
A lot of congestion down here by the foot spot, slightly underneath and to the left.
How's the 6-4 or 6-5? It looks pretty dead to me.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
All the solids go except the 4 ball. That's the only ball that's the one next to the 9-14. Only the 4 ball would need to get developed. If he wants to shoot the solids, he could start with the 3, and then the 2 will get him to the 1, and all of that. He can take care of that into the table. But, putting all your eggs and getting on the 4 ball as probably maybe even the ball before the 8, depending on which way he's going to go. But I'd be surprised if he took stripes only because of the 9-14. They have no pockets. They're not dead. Got to shoot the 3, doesn't he? Yeah. Maybe he's going to play the combination and try to open the 4 up right now, but what's the insurance?
If he was sure that he could do something with the 9-14, I think the stripes may have been the better color because you got a lot of balls with the 13 and also the 12 where you could possibly.
But he only has the side pockets for the 13 and the 12, though, Billy. So how do you get shape on them to open the 9-14 if he took the stripes?
I was saying he could have cut the 15 in one cushion down table on this angle.
I see. Okay, I see what you mean.
And then
get behind the 13, shoot it in the side, and roll into those?
Yeah, he could have even got the angle on the 12 to go into the side, into those balls. Or if he goes down deeper, he could have used the other ball, went into the balls, and used the 13 as an insurance ball. Because I think he's got some problems with the solids. I think getting shape on that 4 ball is going to be a pretty big problem. And I'm kind of curious to see exactly how he does this because
he's got both side pockets for the 4 ball. Those are the only 2 pockets I think he has for it. But if he plays the combination, he can't play the combination. Well, he could, I guess, from the center of the table and try to spin up behind the 4 ball because the 6 isn't going to go anywhere when he plays the combination.
What else? Do we have this telestrator working here? Okay, this is a little haphazard, but this certain situation may call for something a little haphazard, I kind of like maybe at some point locating the cue ball there, maybe playing the combination and drawing on the top of the 4, okay, hitting the top of the 4 and the 14. The 14 will push this ball over there, and maybe the cue ball will come back here. Then you'll have a couple options. See,
Well,
because
but
he's going to have to go with your shot with the 4 on the side now.
I think that was the plan. I think that was the
that.
plan all along. I think what you just described on the telestrator had a tremendous amount of risk in it because he had so much to control.
See, the problem he has now, if he plays for the 4 on the side, he still has the 7.
Yeah.
So if that was his thought of playing the 4 on the side, what he should have done was
clear
got
the
rid of the
7
7 first, okay? He didn't do that, and now he really can't play position for the 4 on the side because he still has that problematic ball with the 7, and there's no chance of him dealing.
If he could play for the 4 in the left-hand side as we're looking with the proper angle, he can float for the 7 in the side or cross side. He may have to go into it now he lost the game.
Yeah, he lost the
game.
I kind of like doing what I thought he should have done. I think he had the ability to play for the combination and go into the 14 and try to draw that ball out of there, which would have given him, a chance to play position on either the head ball with the combination, whatever ball that was, the 6 or the ball with the front ball.
It was the 6-5, yeah.
Okay, and the other ball that he would carry him over.
Into the 4.
Yeah, the 4 ball, whatever ball that we had, the 4 ball. Yeah, I thought that would have opened up everything. Had he come up with a shot off of that shot, then he would have run out easy.
Yeah. And by the way, just so anybody's wondering what just happened there, Shane made the 8 ball prematurely by mistake, and that's loss of game. Just in case anybody was wondering what that happened, and we have that replay coming up for you right now.
Had he not made the 8 there, he still would have had his hands full.
Well, we would have had to probably bank the 7 and come around 3 rails or do something, some kind of circus shot. In the meantime,
I think he should have cleared that 7 before working down this end of the table.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think that, eliminate that problem because, you had to do that at some point, and that wasn't an easy ball to fall on. So fall on it while you still have that problem down the other end.
Sure, you want to get that stuff out of the way as soon as you can, so you still have other things to work from.
And not only that, once you make a commitment to loosen up these balls on this end of the table, if you don't get out, you're just opening up the door for your opponent to run out with a much easier solution to run out. Okay, this is a must-win. I mean, this early in the match, if there's a must-win, It's probably now trailing by 3 games. You really can't afford to fall behind any more than 3 games, but it is early in the match, 4-1 in favor of Pagulayan. But I don't think he can afford to fall behind any farther than this.
Well, that 5 and 10 up here on the foot rail are going to present the difficulty in this rack.
Well, he's got some problems. He's got that 6 ball's a problem.
Thank you. It's the 4 near the 10, but nevertheless, he's probably going to have to use the deuce to open it up.
But he's got to clear the 6 before he does that.
That's right, and he's got to have an insurance ball, which will probably be the 1. He tried to go at it right there, but now he's covered up the deuce.
Yeah, he made it even worse. Well, now the 2 balls, see, he was going to use the 2 ball, like you said, to open up the 4 with, and now the 13 ended up getting in front of the 2, so he can't do that anymore. And he's just going to softly roll on this.
Alex is not going to fall for this trap. You can be sure that he's going to come up with something to force Shane to do something. There's no way Alex is going to attempt to run out. I don't even think he's going to attempt to make a ball here. Well, I guess he is, but I'm not sure if there is much advantage unless he wants to make the 14 and then play safe.
He wants us to roll the 14 in front of the pocket very softly like this. Or he wants
it was all safe.
Yeah, he wanted. I kind of thought he was going to try to roll it in front of the pocket. He actually played for the 14 to tie up the 1, which was an excellent choice, simply because there were a lot of stripes down that end of the table, and only one red 3 ball to alleviate that problem. I like what he's doing here. He's forcing Pagulayan to get out now because he's opening up that shot on the 2, somewhat. Now Pagulayan has a shot on the 11, but does he want to take it?
No, and I don't blame him.
He's going to roll him back at the 15 here, creating more congestion. Once that red 3 ball was gone, Van Boning's chances to winning this game really gets cut down a lot. So Pagulayan is probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Just pocket the 3 ball for him. Give him ball in hand. If I was Pagulayan, I'd try to do something like that.
Well,
no, he's shooting the 3 away. How's he going to win now? Like that? Oh, I see. Excuse me.
well, no, that's his group.
Excuse me. That's a one of many to come.
But he's still got the 4 to deal with, and the 2's covered up
And the 6.
where it's tough to use it to break it open. And the 6 is still there, as you said, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be a magician.
He's going at the 4 with the cue ball here, Billy, do you think?
He's got
Cross-side
to be a
with the 1.
magician here. I don't know what he's doing.
He called the 1 cross-side.
Yeah, but
I think the cue ball is going at the 4. Even if he opens it, he's still got the 2 to deal with, but the 2 will bank cross corner. That's exactly what he did.
Wow.
Well, now the problems are bigger. Now he's covered up the possible cross corner on the 2 with the 10 ball because it remained there. He can't pocket the 4. He can't pocket the 6, and he can't hit the 2.
I don't know what.
That's the bad news. At least he's at the table.
I think he started off wrong when he went for the 1. It was just way too much work ahead of him, and the type of work that was ahead of him was really tough work, So he just compounded that when he pocketed the 1 and got rid of another ball off the table. You want to keep as many balls on the table as you can in situations like this.
I believe he's called this cross. Well, that is not going to help. Alex has only 1 ball of any consequence. It's the ball near the deuce. If he gets the 14 out of the way, he can maybe use the 10 to shoot that ball up the table.
No, here's what to do.
Or use the 14 and move the stripe that's near the 2, and then the 10's your insurance.
You got to play the 11, 13, and get a shape on the 14 and cut it in there.
Right.
And you either go into the 2 because you got the 10 for insurance, and you can get out that way.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's not what he wanted to do.
No, but fortunately, I mean, he's going to be able to pocket that ball. He may have to save it for last now because he's got to do what we said. He's got to come open this up.
I think that he has to try to open this up now.
Yes, yeah. But the ball by the upper left pocket, I think, may have to be the last ball.
Only bad thing that can happen if he gets behind the deuce here.
I don't know if he can make that hanger up there, and I wouldn't shoot it anyway right now.
No.
It's going to have to be the last ball. Unless he goes all the way up there now. 2 rails.
I don't think he's going to do that.
I don't either. Come off the cushion. No, he did go up there. One of the reasons he's where he is too, you say, well, why is he so far from the 12? Well, not only does he want the angle, but he wants to also be able to reach it.
Yeah, good point.
You'll see Alex take many more longer shots than you would think he needed to take so he can reach the cue ball easily. Follow between the gap.
Looks like that's what he's doing.
Alex's discipline in this rack kind of forced Shane to try to make something happen because of the score and the fact that Shane knew he's not going to catch him playing safety games.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, he at best is going to win the 1 game. Shane's trying to, make something happen. What I'm saying is, I guess, am I confusing you, Billy?
Yeah. In other words, are you saying that Shane gambled because he was behind?
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that because you only win one game at a time, regardless of what you do. So, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In other words, the thing is this. You got to shoot the shot that gives you the best chance of winning the game. Forget about what the score is. The score is not even relative to what you're supposed to do in the game. You got to shoot the shot that gives you the best chance of winning the game because you can't win more than one game. That's what I'm saying, you know? So.
Yeah, and I can't argue with that.
So whatever shot was the best shot to win the game with, that's the shot you got to shoot. You can't shoot something that's low, that's high risk, just because you're behind. You got to shoot something that's, that's a good shot to try to win the game. I didn't think that Shane shot the right shot when he shot the 1, but we're past that now. The score is now 5-1. Pagulayan now has a 4-game lead, and the match is slipping away from Van Boening. Well, that's good for Van Boening. Pagulayan came up dry off the break, and now Van Boening at the table has got a chance to win one of those games back and possibly another if he is able to be productive off of his break and run out. So he can possibly win 2 games from this position.
I think he's got to start with the 3. If the 2 goes, that'd be the shot, but it doesn't go. He's got to start with the 3. He's going to stay down there, take care of the 4 and the 1.
May draw into the 1-2 here.
Tried to.
Yeah.
But now we can shoot the 7.
Yeah.
Might have to wind up playing no, he's going to draw into the 2 and bump it towards the side. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now, I don't think the 6 passes to 5, but he can always play the... Does he got an angle on the 4 to cut it to his right, sending him away from the 2?
Yeah.
That's not good. He may have to play the 2 in the other pocket, to the right pocket, going around these balls like this, and coming up for the 2, and going cross table for the 5. He would like to get straight on the 5 if it's possible. Watch out. Now he's going to have to come across and play the 6 on the side, it looks like.
Or maybe the same pocket. Bounce off where his hand is, or can he hold it for the side? He could hold it. It wasn't as thin as it looked.
Yeah, I thought he had to come cross
Yeah,
table.
it looked thinner, didn't it?
Yeah.
You know, after Shane makes this 8 ball, we got a little business we need to do up here. And it's the kind of business we like to do. And it's my pleasure on behalf of Pat and everybody here at the Accu-Stats team to recognize some of our first-time supporters that have joined us for the Make It Happen series here for the very first time. And we want to recognize them one by one and express our appreciation. I'd like to do so by starting out with James Duke Bayman. And we want to say how much we appreciate your first-time support here, James, along with Richard Burney, who's from Nebraska. Tim Collins, thank you very much, Tim, for being a first-time supporter of the Make It Happen series. Tim is from Virginia. And we'll get a few more of those in here in between the next couple of racks. But thank you, James, Richard, and Tim. Well, Shane's going to start with the 15 ball. The stripes do look like the preferred group here.
Boy, they broke really, really well, didn't they? A little rough, a little rough.
Boy.
Oh, a little rough, but they found the pocket. He's coming down for the 9 now. He would like to get down for the 9 and then come back up with the 10 and 13.
Well, I think that he'll still do that, Billy. He's right-handed. He's tall. This is an easy reach for him. It's really not as difficult as it appears on the screen. And I think it plays natural for him for the 10.
Let's see if he can hold the cue ball, though. And he did. Now, he's got to be pretty precise on the 13 because the 9 won't pass the 6 into that pocket, I don't believe. It might, but from my vantage point, I really can't tell.
I don't think the 8 goes past the 6, and he doesn't have much space to get the cue ball in. If he were to shoot the 13 right now, I think he needs to save the 13 as the key ball. Yeah, he is going to shoot the 10, and that's the correct shot, I think.
I don't know. That 13, I don't like balls that are positioned like that 13. You got to get really perfect on them. Then I think the 8 must pass.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe he played shape to get on the 13.
Maybe he's playing the 13 in the corner. He's planning to play the 13 in the corner?
Yeah, I didn't think it would go there. Yeah.
What's this? Billy?
Oh, my.
What is this?
Wow, I don't know what he had in mind there. I think what he did there was he put too much importance on pocketing the ball, and he totally forgot about the speed of the shot. That's the only thing I can explain there, or think that he could possibly have done.
Could he have been trying, or in his mind, thinking the cue ball was going to run into the 5 and stay right there?
I don't know how much of a pocket he had. I don't know.
It's just unusual that he would hit it with the speed that would, you'd think it'd be just barely hooked rather than dead flat, right in the middle hooked.
Well, he must have thought maybe something like that because he misjudged the speed of that shot, considerably. It wasn't like he just took another revolution and he lost shape. It was like a foot, which
that's why I
suggests to me that possibly he had something else in mind other than just rolling it softly.
Yeah, I still suspect maybe he was trying to just bump the 5 full in the face and stay right there. And you were right then when you said that you didn't like leaving that one ball in the middle of the table as the last ball.
I don't like...
But had he played the stripe first in the side and then the 10 as the key ball, he would have had an equally tough position, I think, given the fact that he only had one pocket for the 8.
I don't think it was going to be easy no matter which route he took. I thought he could have pocketed the 13 in the side and went 2 cushions and ended up with an angle on the 10 to come cross table slightly, off the side rail and come cross table. I think that shot laid pretty natural. And I'm sure he could have performed and got through it. In the meantime, this guy here, 5-2, looking to extend it to 6-2. He's not having much of a problem, is he?
Well, Shane has made Alex's work very, very easy for him for the majority of the 6 games he'll have won. I think Alex maybe ran 1 or 2 at the most. Shane gave him a game when he pocketed the 8 ball prematurely.
Yeah, I can't dispute that.
So, I'm just saying Alex hasn't had to exert a lot of mental energy so far in this match, other than a couple of the safety games.
I agree with that, but what I was alluding to is that whatever he's been asked to do, he's done.
Yeah, he's taken far more advantage of his opportunities than Shane has.
I mean, he can't help it that he's been given gifts. I'm saying that whatever he's been given, he's taken advantage of.
Most certainly. Well, we've got some more first-time supporters here we want to recognize, and I'd like to mention Richard Sear from New York, right here around the corner, along with Ryan Dacko. And let's make it maybe a couple of more local New Yorkers. So I'd like to send a shout out here to James Duncan. Yeah, it's working.
Is it on? There we go. Game number 9, 6-2, Pagulayan. And possibly the 6, maybe 15, which the 15 and almost the 11.
Well, these stripes look pretty tasty here. Got the 9 ball over there, but plenty of plenty of opportunities to get to it. But I think I don't know if he can pocket that combination and still have the cue ball come down towards the 8-14. I don't think he can. He may have to start with the hanger. Unless, I don't see taking solids because of the 8 ball. If it wasn't for the 8, the solids are the group, but I think he's got to take stripes, doesn't he, Bill?
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see what he does here.
Well, he's going to move the 8 right now, from behind.
Very good shot. Very good shot.
And notice the insurance of the 7 and the 1, even though he would have been a little jacked up, but he didn't play for that. And he's also got the 5-2 if he was desperate. Maybe the 5 passes.
I'd say that was a pretty nifty shot right there, you know. Even though the stripes appeared to be the best, with that one little nifty shot, he sure remedied the problem of the solid, didn't he?
Yeah, that was the key to unlock the door right there, and he found it.
That's correct, though. But you know what? He's got to get rid of that 3 ball, I think. I kind of like going 2, 4, 7, 3, 1. This is what I kind of like here. I kind of like going 2, 4, 7, 3, 1, and come over this way for the 8. I like the 1 ball to be my next to last ball for position for the 8. You go 4, 7, 3, 1. Looks like that angle, you know. I mean that I can see that pattern.
Yeah, that looks like the most efficient and effective way, Billy. It's maybe a little short.
Now he's going to have to go down to the bottom rail. He wants to make sure he doesn't run into the 1 here, and come back up and shoot the 3.
Yeah, I don't think he'll come much higher than a little past the head string here, even if that.
Wants to get up far enough to stay under the 1. He's fallen a little bit short again. He doesn't like where he's ended up there because he wanted to go down a little bit further. Now he lost his markets pretty much on falling under the 1. He may have to do something differently here.
You may have to take the other 2-rail angle, Billy. No, he was
able
to hold it. He was able to hold it.
That's excellent cue ball control there. That's excellent cue ball control. Now he can just feel this angle. He'll go right across table, and he can even afford
14.
He can even afford to hit the side rail here.
Yeah, 14 would be the target, and he didn't even have to come near it.
So therefore, that particular pattern played out quite nicely for him. And this is game number 9. It looks like he's going to take a 7-2 advantage. And he's actually doing Appleton and Eminem and Earl a favor because he's eliminating both of these guys from potential winners by winning this match.
Well,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, Mika's. Yeah, it's possible that there might be ties with 2 losses. But, somebody after the next match is going to be 3-0.
Right, and they're going to have to lose their next 2 games.
But look at it this way, too. Because they're playing each other at 2-0, even from the loser, who would be 2-1, he's got that tough guy now out of the way, at least the guy that was tied with him undefeated. So
well,
it certainly puts you in a little better position, but whoever wins the next match is in the driver's seat.
Big time.
Big time. Let's see if Shane can regain a little bit of his composure. I mean, not that he's flailing away out there, but he's clearly frustrated. When he got safe, when he hooked himself on the 8, he basically took a kick at it almost without looking. It was the I don't care stroke.
Yeah, absolutely.
He gave up. And so it's so unusual to see that emotion from him.
Well, he does remember that Bustamante almost came back on Immonen in a similar position. He was trailing by 5 games as well, and he almost came back. So therefore, he can hang on to that as a possible hope. And not that that's that big a deal, but that's his only hope he has left to do something similar.
Yeah, and as you said, despite the alternate break format, we have seen big leads evaporate. Because you still got to make a ball on the break.
Right.
That's job one. You don't make a ball on the break, you really don't have a chance to win the match.
And I think that the table is starting to play a little bit tougher on the break. I think yesterday, which I really wasn't here yesterday to watch the matches, but I would imagine that yesterday balls were going in with more regularity.
A little easier yesterday. The cloth was new, the balls were new. It was a little wet, though. It was raining all day yesterday, Billy, but it didn't seem to affect the play. And I think it's because the equipment was just so fresh and clean.
And I think the tougher the table gets, the less likely balls will be going in at the rate that they've been going in, because the rails, though you don't have that slide, and the pocket won't accept a lot of balls without that slide that it would with the slide. So
7-3, favor of Mr. Battleline.
Alex needs to keep his foot on the accelerator pedal here in this rack.
Nothing for him. See this? Now he's come up dry a couple times in this match on the break. Matter of fact, the last time he broke the balls, I believe he came up dry as well. And Van Boening got to the table, ran out, but failed to win on his break.
But if Shane were to get out here and break and run, not only does he make the match 7-5, and now it's got a pulse again.
Right.
At the same time, he'll have won 3 consecutive racks. He'll have, run off, 20 balls or so, start to get to feeling good again about himself. The confidence will come back, and all that crap will go from his mind, and he will start to bear down even more. A little tricky here. He can't go forward. If he draws back, he's got to be careful he doesn't catch much of that 6. I think he might just draw it a little bit and play the 12 ball next.
Yeah, that would be safe for him to do that. I don't know about this. I don't think it's going to work out.
No, he's going to have to shoot the 14 if it goes.
I kind of like your shot.
I would have just taken the longer shot on the 12 and stopped. I got 2-3 balls I can shoot if I do that. But you know, he's out there. He feels it better. He's shooting the 11 now. You know, watch out that 13 doesn't bounce off and tie up with the 1.
Oh, nicely struck.
Okay, I think he's solved this one. It should be pretty routine now.
Well, it looks like he's worked his way through this rack, which is going to put him within 3 games of the lead, 7-4.
And breaking.
And he'll be breaking the balls, and all of a sudden, if he's able to break the balls, pocket a ball in the break, and then follow that up with a run out, it's 7-5. And Pagulayan came up dry the last 2 times. He broke the balls, so we may have something going here.
Yes. Well, what we do have going here is a few more of our first-time supporters that we want to recognize, Billy, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be familiar with this name. That's Dr. Michael Fadak from New York. And I may have pronounced that wrong, Doctor. If I did, I apologize. But we know that you also are one of the top supporters of the straight pool events that we have here in the New York area. So not only do we thank you for that, but also for being a first-time supporter here of the Make It Happen series. And also Sam Felton as well. Sam, thank you very much on behalf of Pat and the entire team here at Accu-Stats Video Productions.
Seems to me he's getting a little color back in his face. Seems to look a little more inspired here.
Yeah.
He made the 2-ball on the break.
Yeah, that was the...
Now the ball...
Go ahead, Bill.
The balls seem to be open pretty nicely over the table. I think both colors seemed okay, but the 8-ball seems to be... I think the stripes may be the better.
I like the stripes because of the 8-ball.
Right.
But what is he going to have to open with if he shoots the stripes?
The 15
the 10 ball or the 15 in the side?
Yeah, the 15 in the side. That's close to him. He figures to hit that well.
Yeah. He might be able to just pinch it and hold it right there for the what's that, the 14? Yep. Pay attention to his pace now around the table. It's starting to quicken a little bit, and when he gets into that mode, then it's the Shane autopilot that you're supposed to be scared of.
Watch out.
But this is
Watch
not
out.
good.
He may have the 9.
He better have the 9
because he
don't have nothing else but the 10 in the side.
He may have the 9. It's pretty close. He's taking another hard look at it. I think he has the 9. I really think he has the 9.
Well, if he does, the best he can do would be to shoot a stop shot and then have to play the ball that's up here by the pocket. I think it's the 12. I don't think he can afford to do much with the cue ball here, Billy, but stop it. Can he go into the cushion? Yeah, I didn't think he could.
I figured he had the 9.
That's a tough shot too, to jack up and shoot a stop shot like that. Well, tough for people that aren't named Van Boening. And now he'll be able to get a cut on that 13 after the 11.
And after he moves to 13, after pocketing the 11 and the 13, right, the 8 will go.
Right. Well, he wants to just make sure that he'll get the cue ball out for the 10.
Uh-oh. He lost the cue ball again. He may end up having to shoot the 10 here. You should think about shooting the 10.
Yeah, but if he shoots the 10, the cue ball's going in the wrong direction. I think that he had to shoot that shot.
Well, if that was the case, you're correct, but I don't know if that was.
No, it was, Billy. He was cutting the 10 to his right from there, and he couldn't get back for the 13.
Okay, if he's able to put the 8 down, he'll be within 2 games of the lead, 7-5. And now he has to hope that Pagulayan continues with his with his success on the break.
Or his lack of it.
Lack of success.
It's Alex's break. I don't know why Shane's standing around. It's Alex's break.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you can try that. I mean, it may work sometimes, but probably not here with everybody watching.
Well, at one time it was 7-2 in favor
Yeah,
of
look, you can
Pagulayan.
tell on the rack track where Alex had that 4-pack there, and that included the Shane knocking the 8-ball in early and kicking at the 8 and not hitting it. But if you'll notice, after rack number 9, where it was 7-2 and it looked like it was all but said and done, bing, 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 3 more 8-balls there for SVB. And going into rack 13, it's competitive again.
I would think the Pagulayan should consider breaking the balls from another position. I think he should go on the other side of the table.
Yesterday, Billy, he broke into the second ball a couple of times from the side, and once he had success, once he didn't, and then he stopped doing it. 14 in the side. That was well
That's
hit.
the ball.
That's the solid hit there.
That's the ball that, if you hit him squarely, you have that second ball from the head ball.
Yeah.
That goes toward the side.
It's the same as the 10-ball break. You're playing those second balls in the side. You got a little bit more mass, of course, to hit into here, but it's still the proper way to break on this equipment anyway.
Well, the solid
Solids,
balls are
yeah.
obviously the better of the two. He's going to start off with the 6.
And it looks like the 7 already will clear the 2, even if the 2 isn't removed. But I think the 2 is a ball that needs to get out of there anyway. And the 4 ball, which is next to the 8, the 7 will connect you to that. He's kind of looking at that now.
Yeah, if he can get it right on that.
That's the tough ball in this rack. The 3 is not a tough ball.
How about this here? Let's have a little telestrator action. How about if he can cut the 6 in, go cross table and play shape for the 3, swing over for the 1, and then drop for the 7. I think that that may remedy this. If he can cut the 6, play the 3, then go cross table again for the 1, and then drop for the 7, it'll put him on the 4 and the 2, but that 5 is still there. But I think that's what he's going to have to do. 6-3-1. I think he should start out like that.
I like that, Billy. I mean, getting straight on the 7 solves 2 problems. It gets you to the 4, and then as long as you're not on the cushion, you can come back to the long rail to cut the 2 in, or you can follow the 4 and slice the 2 the other way.
So you have to look for a ball that puts you on the 7. I think the 1 can put you on the 7. That way you go 6-3-1. If you get a nice angle on the 1 to spin it toward that 7, I think that if you gain the angle, a straight angle on the 7, you have a real good shot of getting out. That's what I like.
Billy, would you consider going to the 7 right now off the 6? You can get to the 3 and the 1 later.
And I would consider that.
I would consider
Absolutely.
it too. He went to the 4. He was trying to go to the 4 right there.
He's got excellent cue ball control, by the way. He can take care of the 2 now, then the 5 in the middle of the table, 3-1-7-4. He can do that as well. He can take care of the 2, and then the 5 will be his next ball.
I think it all depends on whether he can shoot the 4 and get his Q-tip below the center of the cue ball to draw it into the rail and out. I wouldn't want to go forward here with the cue ball.
This is tough here. He's going to have to try to get on the 2 here, I think.
Going through the gap in the stripes? Yeah, he is.
No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
Well, he's on the 2.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think he's on the 2.
You think he is?
Yeah, definitely. Now he'll drag it under that stripe to try to get to where eventually he'll be able to just flat out play the 7 straight in. He won't have to worry about going from the 7 to the 4.
Now he's going to shoot over.
Well,
this
yeah, he
3.
wanted to go now 3-1-7-5, but this is tough because it's difficult. It's awkward for him to reach. But he could. I suppose he could shoot the 5 if he could miss that stripe by the side with the cue ball and then go to the 3 or the 1, but I think he's going to shoot the 3.
Well, he wants to say the 1 to get to the 7.
Uh-huh.
That's the best ball to fall on the 7 with, the 1. I don't think he likes this. I think he wanted an angle. I don't think he likes this at all. He needed an angle on the 1.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
He needed an angle on the 1. Now he's got...
He might have to play it cushion first, Billy.
He may have to follow with 2 cushions and out.
Does he have an angle for that? I think he's got to
just
go
enough.
rail first.
I think he's got just enough angle for that.
He had just enough. And now it's the 7 ball.
Well, let's see how well he hits this.
I mean, if the 7 can go in the side, he could shoot the 5 and come forward. But I think he's got to shoot the 7. He's got a pretty natural position on the 5 here.
Man, you got to come back. It's not.
Yeah. Just low right drag, center table.
Oh, it goes in the side. It goes in the side. I didn't think it went in the side.
Yeah, well, that certainly made playing the 7 ball a whole lot easier. I tell you, Alex really needed this game, too, to stop the bleeding. And
Well, you know
he
what?
made a nice smart out.
Other than the 2 times he came up dry on the break, he's been playing pretty sporty in this particular match.
Yeah, he had the skid and he had the miscue.
Yeah.
And those aren't really, well, you can't call those unforced errors. That's just stuff that happens, You don't predict that. But that was a big game for him to win, to keep his control.
Now leads the match 8 games.
Well, he certainly stopped the momentum that Shane had, gotten here with the 3 in a row.
Yeah. And the key to that was that good solid break there where the 14 went in the side pocket.
Yeah.
That was probably as good a break as he's hit the whole match at the most opportune time as well. Bob Gipp from New York, if you're out there, we want to say a special thank you shout out to you for being a first-time Make It Happen supporter, along with Rick Gray. He's down there in North Carolina, old Earl Strickland country. I wonder if he's an Earl fan. But whether he is or he isn't, he's an Accu-Stats fan and he's a pool fan, and that's really what we hope for. So thank you so much, Bob and Rick, for your great support, and we hope you'll be with us for all the future Make It Happen series events.
Okay. Score is 8-5.
That's a good break. And the balls are really spread nicely over the table here. I think the solids is the right choice
I
here.
like the solids too, Billy. The 15 is accessible because of the 11, and he's got the 13 straight in if he wants to do that, and then shoot the 11 and stop in the 15. But the 9 ball would be the tricky ball because you'd have to get down there near the kitchen to shoot it in one of the sides, or I suppose, the upper right corner as well. But the solids seem to give him a better opening shot to develop the rest of the pattern.
I kind of like playing. This might be a little crazy. Oh, but I thought he could pocket the 1 now. If he could have pocketed the 1.
No, he can't, Bill.
No, I like going 1 to the 6, to the 3, to the 4. Now he's taking
This
the
doesn't
stripes.
surprise me. This doesn't surprise me that he's doing this.
Well, he must have it remedied how he's going to fall on the 9.
Well, yeah, the 10 can get him there.
I think the 11 gets him there too. Cross table off the 11. See, he goes cross table here off the 11, and he can fall on the 9, and he can shoot the 10 and 8.
And then the 10, 10 stop 8, sure.
Yeah, 10.
Yep.
The 11 gets him cross table for the 9.
Yeah. Right at that piece of chalk that's on the rail there, right next to him, that's the target. Right about where his elbow is.
He's going.
Maybe then, evidently, he's going to float to the head string and shoot the 9 in the side, or is he going to draw to the left of it and shoot it in the upper right? Yeah.
9 ball.
He's got such a strong draw stroke because he hits that cue ball so accurately.
8 ball. Going to 5.
Well, we're going to be right back in the position we were in a minute or two ago, where Alex is going to have to break the balls. And hopefully not yield a dry table to Shane.
Yeah, one of the secrets to his success and his ability to pocket balls is that he hits that cue ball so well.
Yeah.
You know, he knows where center ball is and he can hit it. And he knows where one tip or two tips to the right or to the left is, and he can hit it on the cue ball. And when you can do that, you know exactly what kind of action is going to take place. Because when you start transferring English, you know, unintentionally from the cue ball to the object ball, that's when you run into problems. He don't have that problem.
Right. No, he doesn't. We're on a player timeout here, ladies and gentlemen, so stand by. We'll be right back, everybody.
We're back. Okay. Score 8-6 in favor of Pagulayan. He'll be at the table opening up the balls. Van Boening in his chair, only trailing by 2 games. And what he's thinking right now, Van Boening that is that he needs to come up dry on the break. Give me a chance at him here. If he comes up dry on the break, I can win this game and possibly win on my game, on my break, and then this match will be tied up. There goes to 14 in the side. I think he's found the right spot to break from, Kenny, because that's the second consecutive time he's made that second ball on the side. So he's remedied his breaking problems.
I think he's got to leave those balls there. Shane wasn't going to stand for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that presents a problem right there.
Unless he
now
can,
the 8, well, the 8 will go.
Hey, listen. Unless he can,
like just pull the
like
rack out like you do the tablecloth.
Snatch it up from underneath the 2 balls, and they just stay there. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't practice that with Mom's good china.
And then he makes the mistake, and all the balls start moving around the table.
Well, Alex wants solids because of the ball behind the 8, because the 8 will go. So he's going to have to shoot the 7, but that's okay. Just a stop shot on the 7. He's got the 6, the 4 right there in front of the side. The 3-1 are going to be a little bit of a problem, but if he gets a good angle on the 6, he can float down. He could play a 3-1 combination. He's got a lot of options down there. Right. This is the key shot. I mean, I don't know why he would think to take the stripes, although he's eyeing up that ball married to the 8 to see if it'll go in the side. I mean, the 10 would be the opening shot if you're taking stripes, but I think you got to shoot the 7 ball here.
He's really undecided. I don't think the ball below the foot spot that's tied up with the 8, I don't think that presents that bad of a problem for Pagulayan. You know, because he can go into those balls off the 15 or possibly the 13. He can play shape for the 12 on the side. So therefore, that could be remedied in a number of different ways.
Yeah, but the 9, 10, 11 down there would need some developing.
Well, he can do that right now.
Right.
You know, he can shoot the 10, 9,
the 9, 11.
You know,
come down here.
I don't think he's that bad off with the stripes.
Maybe not. I think it might be a question of what he feels best about as far as his opening shot is concerned, because he really doesn't want to have to shoot this long shot, but I think he's going to. I think he's back to with his first instincts. And
you know what I think? I think whatever pattern he envisions
the right
one was the one he'll take. Now he's back at the 10. I kind of like the stripes. I think the ball's laid better with the stripes, and he's got an easier first shot. So therefore, there's a lot of things that you have to consider when you make a choice. And I think that first shot, the easiness of that first shot, in a lot of situations is a deciding factor there.
You are so correct.
Because what you
the first order.
Oh my
God!
Now that's something that no one could see coming. You know, now Van Boening steps to the table. He's only trailing by 2 games. He can break the service right here of Pagulayan's break if he's able to get out here.
Well, this is going to take him to the 1-3 in the same pocket. And pretty much then straight in on the 7, and most of the work is done, because then it's stop after that. We know the 8 goes.
And I'm not going to try to put the cart before the horse here, but no, you don't know what I'm going to say.
No, I
Okay?
just knew a butt was coming.
No, yeah, but I don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but if things go the way I think they're going to go, we're going to see Pagulayan breaking on the hill 9 apiece. Okay? That's what I'm thinking. Okay? Let's see how well that turns out. Or how close I am to that.
I wouldn't
prediction.
exactly say you're way out on a limb with that prediction.
Yeah, and I think that'll be to the delight of all the spectators, unless you have something riding on one of these players. But I think everyone wants to see a hill match, and I think we're going to get one here. You know, little prediction.
And don't think the 6 passes, at least from this camera angle, it's deceivingly tight.
Yeah, the ideal ball for a position for the 8 obviously is a 7.
Right.
That would be the most natural way to
Yeah,
get to the 8.
and this solves it because he will be able to float the cue ball to the left here, play the 6 in the side, and then get straight in on the 7.
Yeah, he'll draw it back away from the 6. That way he can cut the 6 on the side, maybe even go down. I don't know. He landed on the wrong side of the 6 here.
I think he can cheat
I
it
don't like
enough.
what he did there. He should have drew it back. He landed on the wrong side of the 6, so therefore there is some suspense left in this rack, and it comes right here. He's got to get over. He's got a little more. He's got a couple more revolutions. He's fine. Like I said, he's fine.
You didn't doubt it for a minute.
And he did everything with the rack still in place. And the ball rolls over the rack and rolls off. Okay, it's 8-7 now, Pagulayan. But Van Boening at the table opening up the balls in game number 16.
While they're having
Look
a
at
brief
all the color on Van Boening's face. He looks like he did when he first walked in. He's smiling, you know. He's got more of a step to his walk. You know, I mean, he's breathing better.
Well, I mean, he got, he was drowning, and Alex threw him a life preserver, and now he reeled him in, and he's on the boat.
He's got some energy now, you know, and let's see how well he breaks the balls. Because I look for him to really break the balls well because he's got some nice adrenaline going for him right now.
Yeah, he's found a rhythm finally. That little 3-game cluster he had there that brought him back from 7-2 to 7-5 kind of re-energized him.
There it is.
Here we go.
Score is now 8-7.
8-7. He's looking really focusing well. Wow, big break. Big break. Does he get anything? Oh, my. Oh,
13
my.
got kissed out.
My. That was a big break. What an injustice that was that he didn't pocket anything on that break. Those balls exploded. Look at all the balls on this end of the table. Oh, my. On the head end of the table, you got like 10 balls down there.
He may have to shoot the 10-4-12 combination to start.
I don't know about that.
Well, if you want stripes, you're going to have to do something.
I think you got the 9 on the side.
Okay, but the 10 doesn't have a lot of pockets unless you get behind it.
Yeah, but I think that
You got 2 balls all the way down here. Well, no, I'm not arguing with Billy with you that it's kind of may appear to be a wild thought on the shot, but the problem would be making sure that the 4 ball didn't block the pocket after the combination.
he could cut that 13 in now, maybe, and clip that 10. That's a little haphazard, but I think I would do that before I would shoot that triple combination.
Well, could he shoot the 9 and then go down there and bump the 4 out of the way with the cue ball? Because he's cutting the 9 to the left.
I think with every ball he shoots, he wants to make sure he pockets it. So I don't think he's going to be shooting a shot that's going to create too much of a problem with his accuracy. He's
Well,
going to take
would you agree that the solids are not the group because of the 4-ball? Although I guess you could get there from the 6 by going forward.
he's going to bump the 4 here.
Yeah, if he's shooting the 9, he's got to go into the 4. Beautifully done. That may have just about solved all the problems here. I mean, he's certainly got to control the cue ball.
Yeah, well, what he did there is he bumped the 4. Now he can play shape on the 10 off the 13 if he can get down far enough. He can go straight across table here.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at. He's eyeing up his angle on the 10 after he plays the 15, then the 12.
But don't forget, he still has to get back down this end of the table. So,
Yeah, Billy, that's why he was checking the angle he needs off the 10 ball, and I guess he didn't like it, so he decided to come here now.
Right.
And there's nothing
like,
wrong with that. That's actually
No.
a smart way to play.
I kind of like that, too, you know, because even though he had a good angle to drop nicely for the 13, then the 10, he may have got stuck down there because he would have had an awkward angle on the 10. He remedied that. So now he'll need to get a nice angle on the 10 for the 8 only. And he would like to end up by the side pocket off the rail, cutting the 13 to his left. That way he would come off the rail. I wouldn't want to get straight in by any means here. I don't like straight in. I don't like straight in. I like cutting it and drifting 3 or 4 inches off the rail, and then you have just a natural shot on the 10. But if you end up too close to that side rail,
Yeah.
even though you're going to have the correct angle, it looks like, but
As long as he gets the cue ball, 1 ball's width off the rail here, he'll be fine.
I don't like what he did. Why wouldn't he roll that?
I'd be afraid to roll it and go. I'd be afraid
that.
to roll it and go too far. You go a half revolution too far, then you're going at the 6 ball with the cue ball. I mean, I think he probably.
Oh, watch out! Oh my! Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's.
That's a bad omen right there. If you're Alex.
I didn't like what he did on that shot. I liked coming down further. See what he had to elevate there? He drew it back too much.
I just think the fact that he didn't get the ideal angle on the ball before the 10 is why he had to play it the way he played it. He couldn't risk going too far because he was going to be near the cushion with a high ball. But there's no way in his mind he would have thought he's going to draw that into the side pocket. But jacked up, it didn't take much to alter the angle.
Now, let's take a look at the possibilities. Now, Van Boening will then tie up this match at 8 games apiece. No, he'll be breaking? I don't understand this. Pagulayan will be breaking because Van Boening came up dry off his break.
Yes.
Yeah. So now it looks like it's going to be hill again, like I mentioned before. Only Van Boening won this game from the back door.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. It's 8 apiece.
The score is now tied at 8 games each.
I'd like to continue and recognize a few more of our first-time supporters here of the Make It Happen series. And we left off with Rick Gray in North Carolina, and wonder if you know Steve Jennings, who's also from North Carolina and has been so generous enough to join us here as a Make It Happen supporter for the very first time. Steve, thank you so much, along with Don Johnson from Illinois and Don Kerr. Don Kerr, and you are here from Pennsylvania, Don. Thanks for being with us. Hopefully you got a little airtime with Pat earlier. But once again, I mean, there's no more appropriately named event than Make It Happen, because It's all of you people that did so. And if you'll keep doing so, we'll keep doing our part on this side and bringing you a pool from the greatest players on the planet. And I tell you, if you're an 8-ball fan, this is like 8-ball heaven.
I think this is a win-win situation for everyone, you know, this particular
Format?
promotion that Pat put together with this Make It Happen tournament. I mean, everybody seems to benefit with this, you know, and, well, I don't know about that break.
What a slug job he got there. I don't think it was intentional, but those things just seemed glued together. Now look at the same 8-2. That's like the 8 in the stripe a couple of racks ago, Billy.
Yeah,
the same two balls in the rack.
Just about.
Those are the balls, and that's the same position that stripe was in.
Mm-hmm. Well, Van Boning's forced to take the solids, and that 3 ball is really...
Well, he can take stripes with the 11 in the side, Billy.
I don't know if he can. Can he?
Yeah,
well, that's what
I mean,
he'll do,
he's
then.
got to. Why would you take solids with the 3 ball there?
No, you have to take the stripes here. Even though that 13...
And with the 2 ball there behind the 8 as well. That doesn't clear the 14. That's got no pocket. It'd have to be opened up.
No, unless he can... Well, I don't know. If he can go rail first and make that 3 later on in this rack, maybe the solids would be better.
I don't know if he can get in there.
Yeah.
Even rail first. I think the 11 is the shot. You got to play, and, you know, you still got the 10 to deal with.
Okay,
but
now
things are going to be moving here.
Now, with this shot, he's committing himself because he's going to open up everything.
Yeah.
So, therefore, when he shoots the 11 here, it's going to be he or Alex because of the position of the 13 ball or the 12 ball at the other end of the table. He's gambling right here with this shot.
He has to.
He's gambling here. Look what he did there. He knocked the 13 out. What a great shot that was. I don't know if he's ended up with a shot, but he sure got rid of that problem ball down there.
I think, Billy, he might have to play the 14. It looks like he can get through there, can he?
Yeah, he can make the 14.
I mean, it's every bit as difficult still as it was.
Yes, it is.
And that upper right corner is blocked by the 5 ball, so the 12 won't go now.
He's got some problems here. I don't really make him a favor to get out. So I look for Pagulayan to win this game.
Well, he's got to get to the table first.
No, he's looking at the cross side. If he can make the cross side, I don't think he has enough angle to make the cross side and go into the 13 and open up the 10. But that's what he would like to do. But I don't think he has the angle to do that. If he shoots the 14, he's got cue ball problems for shooting the 14. You know? Because he's still got the 10 ball, which is a problem ball.
I wonder if he's going to just slow roll this through the gap and try to get to the 15.
He's not going to like that. But you know what? He has the cross side now.
Now he does.
Now he has the cross side. This is where he's going to end up shooting. He's going to end up shooting the cross side. He's going to go into the 13 with the cue ball to open up the 10. I think that's his best chance from here. He's got to take a look at it.
Well, I don't think he'll overlook seeing it, Billy. He just may not feel it's the right shot.
He's got to take a look at it. That's the shot right there. He looked at it. He's backing away from it.
I don't think he likes the way it's laying.
Well, evidently the angle that he sees for the bank isn't conducive to knocking those balls up free.
He might try to get it now.
Wow. Tell me about it. That was an excellent shot.
Oh, where's that 15 going? Don't do that to him after that shot.
Well, he's going to have to come with a good shot here, whether he shoots the 10 or the 13 in the side. If he shoots the 13 in the side, he's going into the 6. If he opts to shoot the 10, he's shooting a much more difficult shot.
Yeah, I like the ball in the side here. Remember, he's going to have to get underneath that 12 eventually to play it up here where the cue ball is.
Now, if he shoots this ball on the side, he's going to hit the left side of the 6. He don't like that.
Well, he could.
Or he can draw into the 15,
I was going to say
maybe.
draw into the stripe, maybe. I don't know that I'd want to go into the 6.
Well, he's going to
rather
level
open my...
off. See, he hit the top side of this. Well, he's okay now.
Yeah, if this stops, it is. Stop. It's still tough because he's still got to get underneath the 12 or eventually bank the 12. And if he shoots the 15 in the side here, he's got to control the 10. I think if the 10 goes, that's maybe the better shot, but that makes your cue ball play tougher.
Ooh, tough shot. I wouldn't shoot the 10.
Yeah, he's just going to float forward here. Hopefully hold the 10 for the other side pocket.
Well, now he's got to play it in the corner.
Yeah, he's got to play it in the corner to get under the 12.
And not only does he have to play it in the
Needs an
corner
angle.
to get exactly,
Yeah.
once he drops for the 12, he's going to have some type of an angle to get across table for the 8, because the 8 does not go in the other pocket that he's going to shoot the 10 in.
Notice that should he wind up kind of straight in on the 12, he can float it all the way down and play the 8 in the same pocket that the 10's going in right now, the side.
Oh, he don't want to hit that 6.
Now he's got the angle to come across.
Well, I'll tell you, he really couldn't have positioned it any better than what he did. This is an ideal angle. It carries the correct speed. This shot is something that he really likes. He's quite familiar with this shot, and he will hit it well.
Can you believe he's ahead in this match from 7-2 down?
And this is incredible, I'll tell you what. He had no life left in him when he was down by 5 games. I looked at him, and he gave you that give-up stroke on the 8 ball when he hooked himself.
Yep.
You know, and all of a sudden, this match is like he's ahead.
Look at this rack track.
9-8.
7 of the last 8 racks on the South Dakota kids side.
Pagulayyan sitting in disbelief of what's happened here, losing 7 out of the last 8 games, and actually, Pagulayyan has played really well in this match.
His downfall has been dry breaks. He overcame those 2 earlier,
He scratched in the side, which was,
Yeah. That was about the only unforced error that he's made.
And it really wasn't even what you should consider an error, because he hit the shot well. It was unfortunate that the cue ball went into the side.
Right.
Because
well, let's
see
if the pool gods are going to return the favor.
look at this cue ball. Look at the cue ball. Oh my, he don't have a shot. He has a 13. How's that 9 looking on the other side of the table?
I think it's ugly. I don't know if it can go in the side. Maybe we can get a camera on that up close to see if that can go in the side.
Yeah, let's take a look at that 9 in relation to the side pocket.
That'll have a lot to do with what Shane decides.
That is really a ball that needs some attention at some point.
I don't think it can go, Billy.
Look at that 9. It's an ugly ball.
And he's got nothing to play off of it into the side to move it. That 11-5 isn't headed anywhere near there.
Right.
And he can't shoot any ball into the 9. All right, here's another look at the 9. You can clearly see it can't go in the side.
No, that 9 ball is positioned away from the side, so therefore he doesn't have a pocket. He doesn't have a pocket.
I don't see any kind of a good opening shot here. I don't even see a group I like. I mean, what are you going to do with the 5 ball if you take so? Is there a third group we can look at? Pat, we're hearing you. Pat, we can hear you here in the booth.
What's he playing? Combination?
I think he's got to play the 13. I mean, he had no choice. Look at this. Is it going to go hit the 9, hit the 6, hit the 9? Oh, my God. Are you kidding?
Oh, my. That was just unbelievable what he did there. But look what happened to the 10.
Yeah.
I think the 10 is easier remedied than the 9 was.
Well, sure. You've got the 11 to shoot into it, and you can throw that ball into the pocket if it's not dead, and it sure looks like it's easy to throw. He might go at it right now. But I think I'd draw back and use the 11 because you got to move the 11 anyway. Yep. All right, now that what he's got to do is make sure the 7 doesn't block the pocket. after he makes this 3-ball combination. If
Well, he's got to hit it into the rail first then.
If they're frozen or
Yeah.
close to frozen, he's got to shoot the 11 into the cushion right there, which will push the 7 towards the 8. So he's got to be careful too that the 7 doesn't tie the 8-ball up.
But he's not going to hit it that hard.
Well,
This is more.
probably not.
This is just a soft roll shot.
Yeah, because he wants the 11 to hang around there.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a soft roll shot here. That's too hard.
Yeah.
That's too
I'm
hard. I don't
really
know why
surprised
did he
he-
hit it that hard. I don't understand why he hit it with
either,
the
Billy.
speed that he hit it with. And I'll never understand that. I just will never understand that, because why run the risk of something like that happening? Because it's obvious that it goes into the rail, hits the 7 departs from the 10, makes the 10,
And the 11
and
sticks
if he
around.
loses the control of the 11 a little bit, he's got the 15. He can get it later. You know, he went for 2 in the bush.
Yeah.
Instead of 1 in the hand.
He's got to go at it now.
That was quite unfortunate, but he's got another opportunity to do it from here.
But look at the powered stroke you got to put on to do it from
Well,
here.
I understand, but he
What
does
choice
have,
does he have?
a chance to do it. I mean, this is going to be a
But it
beautifully executed shot if he can do it.
It makes pocketing this ball so much
Let's
difficult.
take a look at this shot, everybody. Look at this shot. Now look at this shot here. Come on, give me a break. You mean he's
Well,
not
give
going
him a
to
break.
walk away with a shot after the execution of the last couple of shots? You're talking about an injustice. I mean, wow, that was, to do what he just did is so difficult, and it's certainly an injustice for him to not come up with a shot. Well, I guess I was correct possibly with that Hill game.
Is he going to go straight up and down with the cue and try to bend it and masse and make it, or is he going to go 2 rails?
Well, if he massays, if he goes up and down with the cue and massays and
He could
happens
get
to
hooked.
make it, he figures he get hooked on the 8.
Right. I don't think he can. I don't think he's got a 3-rail kick because of the 5. He's looking at it. I almost like 2 rails. I know you'll need some spin too, but I think if he misses the 5, Billy, he's going to come short. Right.
Short, yes, he is.
Right.
Yes,
I
he is.
like coming up into this lower right corner here. 2 rails with juice.
Okay, this is what he was doing earlier before the
gonna have to
match
lengthen it
began.
out.
Before the match began, he was playing some sort of a 5-rail bank shot, and I noticed that the last rail was going really long, and he's looking to do the same here, but no, he's changed his mind.
That's why I like this.
He's changed his
He couldn't
mind.
lengthen it out enough going near the 5. He needs to at least hit it so he doesn't foul.
Well, we're going to start off with the 7 here. He's going to get that ball out of the way.
Guess what happens if Alex gets out, Billy?
Yeah, it's going to be Hill with him breaking.
Yep.
Isn't it really amazing how many Hill matches we've had? Huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
surely
this is
the,
at least the 4th one, I think, and we've only played it. This is the 7th match. Actually, I can find that out, because I have that information.
So if anyone out there thinks that the alternate break rule wasn't a good rule, we could never have these many Hill matches. I'm not saying that this is guaranteed to go Hill, but we've already had 3 or 4 of them.
Well, actually, we've had 2 out of 6, but the other 2 were 10-8. We've had two Hills, 2 10-8s, and I think a 10-7 out of the.
Well, this one here is going to go Hill. And in my opinion, ain't nothing better than Hill. Forget about it. We really want to see how well these guys perform on the hill when their opponent's on the hill. That's what it's all about. when you get the ultimate in pressure.
Yeah.
One game for it all.
Score is tied at 9. Both players are on the
Not that I think it will come into play, but because it's case game, each player gets 2 extensions versus the standard 1.
Well, wouldn't it be something after the balls are broken to have like 3 or 4 clusters around the table? Like,
20-minute
my
rack.
God, it would just be, it would be right.
You're either going to have
would be
that.
right.
You're going to have that, or you're going to have a roadmap.
I don't want to see a roadmap.
No, I don't either.
No, I want to see both players battling back and forth for position or to earn that position to win the match.
Who's going to flinch first?
Because I kind of liked how both of these guys have played this match, and I would like it to end like that. It would be fitting, I think. That's what I would like to see. You know, I mean, Van Boening in that last game, I mean, he made
Those last 2 shots with the
crazy
super draw,
shots, man.
Super draw strokes, and he didn't get away with either one of them.
To get out from where he started from, who would have thought that he could have possibly got out from where he started from? And in the meantime, he actually should have gotten out. See, when he played that real first shot, he hit it harder than he should have hit it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll never be able to figure that one out. But in the meantime, even the shot that followed that shot.
No, look at this. This is the first time anybody's looked at the rack this whole match. And Alex, having broken poorly the last few times, I think was wise to at least go make sure that he knows it's going to yield what he wants it to, should he come with the right stroke. Let's watch that second ball in the left side. That's what he's playing. He made it. He made it.
We don't see the clusters. Matter of fact, it's opposite. We see all balls spread nicely over the table. Pagulayan at the table with the first opportunity to win the match.
Yeah, your first inclination here might be stripes because you got a nice easy 12 in the side and there's only 4 of them. But given the position of the 8 ball and all the other stripes up here, I would give a lot of consideration to starting with the 2 in the side and taking solids.
But look at the 6 ball. I don't like the solids.
Well, I understand that, and I guess if the 6 doesn't pass the 11, he might need to shoot the 2, then shoot the 3 to get to the 6, and then go from the 5 on. I'm just suggesting, Billy, you know, either way, if he takes the stripes, the 8 ball is going to require some finesse position.
If I could get to the 6, I would take the solids. If I knew, only if I
If you
knew
could get to the
if
6.
I could get to the 6. Now, if I shoot the 3, then the 2 and get to the 6, that'll work out well too. But I have to make sure that I can get to the 6 real soon. And if I can do that, I'll take the solids.
Well, Billy, I mean, you could shoot the 3 and go to the 6.
Well, you're going to have to roll it in. I'm not going to do that.
I think you could stun it towards the 10 ball, but I don't.
No,
I certainly wouldn't suggest that.
That's too difficult.
Yeah, he's looking at stripes, Billy, and I think partly because it's just lays so natural. It gets started.
But the problem with the stripes is the 8 ball.
Well, actually, Billy, let me ask you this: if you get straight in on the 10 as your last ball, you can pocket the 8 from where the 10 is.
Yeah, but you're getting on the 10. That's the thing, you know. I mean,
You
don't
think you can go from the 11 to the 10 after you play the 13 and then the 14, or the 12 and the 14?
You're going to have to get real good. I can't gamble like that. I want to have some insurance.
Would you rather gamble on getting on the 6?
I think it's real close. If he can get on the 6, I'm taking the solids. If he can't, I'm not going to save the 10 for last.
Well, what's going to be? Well, you could use the 11, I guess, to go to the 8.
See, he's going to the 10 now. I'm not saving the 10 for last.
Yeah,
because you're asking for trouble saving the 10 for last.
Yeah, he's going to get the 1 rail angle on the 11 to spin with center right at the 8 ball.
That 8 ball is semi-buried in back of all those solids. And he's going to have to play pretty exact for position on the 8. Therefore, this match is not over. It all depends on where he gets on the 11. He would like to get pretty straight on the 11 where he can draw it to that side rail by that side pocket.
Yes.
That's where he wants to be, right there.
Yep.
Okay? And if he doesn't get there, he's gambling.
Well, he's actually got two gaps, too. You know, he'd go between the 3 and the 4 to shoot the 8, or the 3 and the 1 to shoot the 8. There's two alleyways.
I don't know if he's gotten up far enough here.
It
He's
looks
falling
it looks a
short.
little thin, doesn't it? But I think he can get there. He's going to have to play this to the short side of the pocket, hit it fatter to slow the cue ball down.
Okay, he would like to. This is not easy.
No, it's
He's
not.
ended up a little awkward on this ball here, enough to be really concerned. Notice he's not in any hurry right now, so you know he's got a concern on this shot. It's not like throw my stick at it, I'm out.
Yeah.
No, it's nothing like that at all.
You think he's got to check it with some inside here,
That
Billy?
would help.
Yeah, I think so, too. Middle diamond and check.
I don't know if he got
okay.
there.
He's fine.
I don't
He's
know if he
there.
got there.
He's there, Bill. He's there.
It's pretty close.
No, look at this camera.
It's pretty close. It looks like he's got there. Body language says he's there.
He is there.
But as you can see, the stripes weren't all that great, even though, they looked better.
What a
Wow.
match.
You're
What a
right.
match.
Good match. Good match, and it's those hill matches that builds character.
Well, now they both have the same record, 1 and 2. Well, folks, you might think it can't get any better, but it's going to, because probably in the next 10 or 15 minutes when we kick off the final match of the evening, we've got our two undefeated players going at each other. Dynamite Darren and Earl the Pearl, they're both 2-0. Someone's going to be 3-0. Someone's going to have one loss. So we will be back with you.
You learned a new shot. He learned a new shot.
Stand by, everybody. We will be back with you approximately 10, 15 minutes for our last match.